Good morning to you. It's 6 a.m. here on your Tuesday, and we're glad you're joining us. I'm Grace McKenna. There is a little bit of good news this morning, and that is that even though it is still quite cold outside, it is warmer than it was yesterday, and Matt Breland says that it is going to get warmer from here. We're going to have at least a couple of days, Matt, that are not absolutely brutal.
Yeah, yeah, yesterday was certainly brutal. You know, it was almost 0 degrees around this time yesterday morning, so a different temperature set up for us to start off our Tuesday morning. And as we head throughout the next upcoming days, we're going to be on this upward trend of seeing some warmer temperatures. Now, right now, we're in between the 20s and 30s across Jefferson County. Over in southern Indiana, 23 Bedford, 22 Seymour, 19 there in Scottsburg, 26 in Shepherdsville. So these temperatures likely feel like a bit of a warm-up for us compared to what we had to go through yesterday morning. Still quiet and dry across Louisville Metro and across all of Kentuckiana this morning. Not that many clouds as we head later on into the morning time. Few passing clouds here and there, but otherwise I'm still expecting mostly sunny conditions to be around with us. As we head later on into the afternoon, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s. We'll see those temperatures reach at least the mid 40s as we enter the later afternoon time. Now, clouds will be redeveloping in our skies throughout the night, and we will have a cloudy start to our Wednesday morning, and this is going to be the beginning of a bit of a dreary trend that's going to be headed our direction, especially as we head into Thursday. That's whenever I'm expecting the arrival of some showers. Now today for your Tuesday, you can expect a mostly clear school bus ride with temperatures in the mid-20s, and then we'll have those temperatures reaching the mid-40s as we head later on into the afternoon with some extra clouds growing in the skies. So otherwise, still expected to stay mostly mild throughout the middle of the day, and we'll have more weather details coming up in a few short minutes. Here's Matthew with an update on traffic.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Looking out the door for this morning, we're looking all green out there. Just a few stalled vehicles along the Waterson and along I-64 for this morning. But outside of that, yeah, you're looking all good to go for your Tuesday morning. Give you a look outside at some of those roadways. We are seeing I-65 at Arthur Street looking all good. Same case along Gene Snyder and Preston Highway for this morning. And along Bardstown, you're looking all good. Some of those drive times for you, it'll take you 13 minutes getting on to I-64 from the Gene Snyder to downtown for this morning. Back over to you, Grace.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Right now, voters are casting their ballots for Kentucky State Senate District 37. That seat covers the area you see behind me, including PRP, Valley Station, and some of Fairdale and Shively. It opened up when Mayor Greenberg tapped David Yates to be interim county clerk. There are 3 candidates running with a chance to serve at Frankfort for the next 3 years. Democrat Gary Clemens is a union leader and Army veteran and says his priorities are education, inflation, and public safety. There's Republican Calvin Leach, a military veteran who unsuccessfully ran against Yates last year. His priorities are infrastructure, law and order, and tax policy. Finally, there's Libertarian Wendy Higdon, a surgical technician and foster parent. She says she's focused on education reform, lowering the state income tax, and changing third-party election laws. We had the chance to speak to all 3, making their last-second pitches to voters.
We have to figure out a way to help lower the prices. Job structure, infrastructures, job structures, bringing business to the South End.
We have to figure out something to do with property taxes, and what I would propose is doing away with it altogether for seniors, vets, and disabled folks.
I would like to put out legislation that would cap student enrollment numbers, which would make the Jefferson County public school system kind of break up into smaller districts.
Polls are open until 6 tonight. There are 8 locations where you can cast your vote. Ballot drop-off boxes are also available at those same spots, which you can find on the Jefferson County Clerk's website. That is also where you can check your voter registration status. WHAS11 will have you covered throughout the day with the latest results as soon as we get them. Another developing story we've been following since yesterday afternoon. Ford is moving to a new focus at the electric vehicle battery plant in Hardin County. And that change means major layoffs of the existing workers by Blue Oval SK. WHAS11's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Aspen Hester caught Governor Andy Beshear as he was in town when the news broke.
Unity with what the president did in the big ugly bill, with what Brett Guthrie did, because this is in his district and passing it. You know, they took a hatchet to the EV industry where we become a national leader. Any temporary job losses is directly on this president and that congressman, because there was a big, bright future in front of it.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear on the sweeping layoffs at the Blue Oval SK battery plant in Glendale. Mallory Cook with Blue Oval SK confirmed that all positions have been terminated. Cook says that the 1,500 joint venture team members at the Kentucky plant, along with some of the 1,650 team members in the state, will be laid off.
What we don't know about is the current jobs that are at Blue Oval, how many will be retained in the short term, and when the hiring begins and how it ramps up.
Ford announced quickly its plans to hire 2,100 workers after it converts the EV battery plant into energy storage.
It's very unfortunate that the employees are going to be laid off, but Blue Oval SK is going away. And all of those employees will have that opportunity to reapply with Ford Motor Company to hopefully go back to work.
President and COO of Elizabethtown Hardin County Industrial Foundation, Andy Games, says their top priorities are with the impacted employees and working with Ford to get the new project up and running.
We've got a very thriving manufacturing sector here locally in Elizabethtown, and some of those jobs could be filled within existing manufacturing plants.
The announcement comes just days after SK On's disclosure that it was ending the partnership with Ford.
What I do think it does is it secures the future of Kentucky One, and as long as battery storage is moving the way that I think it will, it creates a good possibility for Kentucky Two.
Despite the looming layoffs, Kentucky's governor is staying optimistic for the change ahead. Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
Ford said it plans to invest $2 billion over the next 2 years to scale the new battery energy storage system business. Blue Oval SK says the employees' last day with the company will be 60 days after receiving notice. All those employees will be able to reapply to work for the Ford energy storage system when it opens in 2027. Ford's announcement could see the company lose almost $20 billion. Other automakers, along with Ford, invested heavily in EV vehicles under Biden-era environmental regulations. The Trump administration rolled back those rules as well as financial incentives for EVs. Ford says the loss will be offset by strong quarterly sales of its traditional gasoline-powered trucks and SUVs. Ford also says the next generation F-150s will have a 700-mile range and improved towing capacity. The company did not say when production of the new model would begin. This morning, a mother accused of killing her son and hiding his body in a suitcase in southern Indiana is behind bars in Louisville. Investigators say 40-year-old Dejon Anderson killed her 5-year-old son, Cairo, in Louisville. His body was found in rural Washington County, Indiana, in 2022. The case was recently moved to Jefferson County after a grand jury indicted Anderson on charges including murder. She pleaded not guilty Monday, and a judge set bail at $500,000 cash. She's due in court again January 27th at 10 a.m. And neighbors in Linden are celebrating a big win today. In a vote just last night, the city council struck down a request to build a preschool on land along Whips Mill Road. Some neighbors had waged a major campaign against the rezoning for the Leaf Spring School. Monday evening, council members found the area isn't right for the project. Back in October, residents blanketed streets with signs against the school, but the company that manages Leaf Spring had called it an incredible opportunity. Our team reached out to a representative for comment last night and hasn't heard back as of news time. All right, Matt, coming over to you. What's one thing we need to know?
Chilly start to this day. We've got temperatures right at 30 degrees for us right now as we wait for sunrise to happen. And that sunrise and sunlight today will help bring our temperatures into the mid-40s. It's going to feel rather mild, especially compared to yesterday. We're going to continue tracking a nice weather pattern for today, but some changes are headed our direction beginning tomorrow and into Thursday. That's when the rain showers are back. We'll have the details about that forecast coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, Matt, thank you.